The Golden Blueprint: How Empires Fall When Money Forgets What It Is. 1. The pattern that never dies. Every empire thinks it's different. Spoiler, it never is. For over 2,000 years, the same pattern has quietly marked the beginning of every great decline. So what does that actually mean? It means when nations forget what real money is, something solid, something that can't be printed, their story starts to unravel. Rome, Spain, France, Britain. They all thought they could outsmart math. Turns out, you can't. At first, it's subtle. A little inflation here, a coin clip there. Then, like a bad habit, it grows. The empire borrows, prints, and promises its way into delusion. And the people? They keep trusting, until they can't. When gold surges, it isn't celebrating. It's sounding the alarm. Every time that metal screams higher, it's the universe saying, "Hey, your empire is in trouble." Footnote: History has never been kind to any nation that tried to outsmart the laws of money. 2. Rome's original sin. Rome didn't fall overnight. It bled out coin by coin. The denarius, once 100% silver, was the backbone of its empire. Soldiers were paid in it, merchants trusted it, and the world respected it. Then came Nero. The man couldn't raise taxes without riots, so he did what every panicked ruler does: he cheated. He melted down the coins and slipped in cheaper metals. Voila, more coins. Problem solved, right? Not quite. Over time, emperors kept repeating Nero's trick. By the 3rd century, that proud silver denarius was little more than a bronze token with a shiny coating. Bread cost 10 times more, soldiers demanded raises, and the middle class got wiped out. Rome didn't just lose its money, it lost trust. Footnote: Debasing currency is an innovation, it's economic decay in slow motion. 3. Spain's silver curse. Fast forward to the 1500s. Spain thought it hit the jackpot, literally. Ships stuffed with New World gold and silver flooded its treasury. It was rich beyond imagination. So what could possibly go wrong? Everything. So what does that actually mean? It means too much money made their real economy lazy. Prices soared. Inflation crushed the commoner. And like Rome, when the good times dried up, the crown turned to debasement. Wars, debts, and royal arrogance bled Spain dry. The empire collapsed under the weight of its own silver. Turns out, easy money doesn't build strength, it builds dependency. Footnote: When wealth arrives too easily, nations forget how to earn it. 4. France's paper revolution. France in the 1790s tried a different flavor of foolishness: paper. They called it the assignat, backed by church land. Sound familiar? Print enough paper, call it money, promise it's worth something. At first, it worked. Until it didn't. Prices exploded. Bread lines turned into riots. The government made refusal to accept paper money punishable by death. You can't legislate trust. By 1796, the paper was worth less than the paper itself. And from that chaos rose a certain ambitious general named Napoleon. Footnote: When a government's printing press runs faster than reason, revolution isn't far behind. 5. The British fade-out. Britain ruled the waves and the world's wallet. The pound sterling was the gold standard, literally. But 2 world wars later, the empire was broke. The pound got devalued again and again. The U.S. dollar took its place, and Britain quietly exited the global throne room. The lesson? No amount of empire can outlast bad math. Footnote: Currency decay doesn't announce itself with fanfare, it sneaks in through quiet devaluations. 6. America's temporary break. Enter the modern empire, The United States. After World War II, the dollar became king, backed by gold at $35 an ounce. Then came Vietnam, welfare spending, and mounting debt. By 1971, Nixon looked at the gold vaults and saw the same empty promise Nero did. He temporarily suspended gold convertibility. Temporary is now half a century old. Since that day, the dollar's lost about 90% of its value. The U.S. debt now towers over $38 trillion. And here we go again, gold is surging, the alarm bell ringing. Footnote. When temporary government measures last 50 years, you're living inside a slow-motion default. 7. The alarm bell rings again. Gold's rise isn't random, it's a vote. Central banks aren't just watching, they're buying. China, India, Turkey, they're stockpiling tons of it. Why? Because they've seen this movie before. Empires fall the same way, too much debt, too much arrogance, not enough honesty. So what does that actually mean? It means the world's smartest players no longer trust the paper. They're hedging against the same mistake every empire makes before the fall, believing promises instead of value. Footnote. The rush to gold isn't panic, it's preparation. 8. What happens next? Every collapse follows the same 4 steps. First, people lose faith in the currency. Prices explode. Then trade breaks down. After that, comes social unrest. And finally, political chaos. Rome had assassinations. France had guillotines. Germany had hyperinflation and madness. The pattern is predictable, but that doesn't make it less painful. The middle class always takes the hit. Savings vanish. Trust implodes. The question is, will America learn from history, or just repeat it with Wi-Fi and better graphics? Footnote. History doesn't repeat, it rhymes in the same dark key. 9. Shelter from the storm. Here's the hopeful part. In every collapse, some people survive, and even thrive. How? They hold real assets. Gold. Land. Tangible value. In the modern world, maybe Bitcoin too. Though it's the new kid, still figuring out which side of history it's on, the principle stays the same: hold what can't be printed, burned, or promised away. Footnote. When the music stops, chairs made of paper catch fire first. 10. The end of the cycle? So here we are, 2 millennia later, same story, different cast. Rome, Spain, France, Britain. And now, the United States. The surge in gold isn't speculation, it's history clearing its throat. The question isn't if the dollar weakens. It's whether anyone's listening before the encore. Empires don't fall because of enemies. They fall because of math. And denial. But here's the twist, knowing the pattern gives you power. If history teaches anything, it's that you can't print your way to stability. You can only prepare. Footnote. Every empire gets the warning. Only a few hear it in time.